better and more efficient for our students. And so far they're saying no. But we are going to have the continued discussion about the money. What you have in front of you is a budget if we do it ourselves, based on the students that we have now going to the schools that they're going to. And so this number is up 2%. We are in the middle of sending out a RFP to go out to bid. Our 3-year contract is up. So we are going to be basing this on a projection and not on actual contract figures at this time. Should we have to stay in the state contract and bid accordingly, this number will go up. I will hopefully by next Thursday have a better idea of what that number will be, but it will be up, I think, significantly, which is unfortunate.
But if you can go some with us doing it, right? Either way, it's just more.
Yeah. Well, and the uncertainty of not having a contract in place to be able to budget.
Is your 15% increase of projection based on what other contracts have done, or just a contingency, or how do you run it?
You sort of asked what the trend was, but it can go either way. There's competitive companies out there, and if we're lucky, we'll get a lower rate or stay the same.
And what is the basis for the state saying, no, you can't get out? Because I remember you showing us
legislative.
I read that as May.
It says May. I remember you talking about that.
But they said it is a mandate, and no, they can't withdraw.
However, they did say that somebody's putting legislature through, or attempting to, that says if we are on a non-shared, non-public, then we can do it ourselves.
Run that we can do cheaper. So it would be bus by bus.
And we won't know until September. Which makes it very difficult. Because if they tell us in September when they finally get the numbers that, okay, you can do this yourself, we don't know if our bus company is going to have a bus for us.
We hope that for our state representatives weighing in this.
Yeah.
I mean, I think our state senators, president and senator.
It's only an issue that we can bring up or meet with.
Because there are mandates that have exemptions for certain districts. So.
Right. Well, and exemptions if you can do it cheaper yourself. Most of even the health care that's being, every bill that's been proposed has had an out if you could do it cheaper.
And I think what they're saying is, well, maybe next year they might have it. Because how they bill is a percentage of the bus in the morning and in the afternoon. So they look at every bus and what's the ridership on that bus. So some buses, we're 100%. So now we're paying $390 a day. And that includes the driver, the monitor, and the fuel. So that's a set cost, it's $190 per half-day run. Some buses were 20%, some buses were 75%. So it depends on, and sometimes if we put a rider on, so say we're paying 50%, and then we add a student, we may end up paying more, even though if we were doing it ourselves, we had a student to a bus, it wasn't going to change our cost.
Right.
So the bills for the first 3 months were very up and down because they were trying to get the routes. You can see this, these children were on here, we were doing pretty good. But then it looked like we had 100%. So I'm basing my figures on the December bill, figuring that by now everybody should be pretty much where they should be.
And you also had said you had complaints with the service too, so it's not just that it's costing more money than there's losing to ourselves, but we're not serving our children effectively.
And are we talking specifically about the special ed and non-public versus the regular?
The regular we are required to do ourselves.
Right.
Because the
state is out of district. Out of district is a state, so that would be special ed, charter schools, and private programs.
NK runs are
That still
considered
kills
in
me.
district.
It kills me that we have to box public schools, I mean, private schools. And that's just a state mandate, and that's not. That is just
One thing
insane.
One thing that's pretty alarming is that Gwen asked about what's it gonna cost us for summer school? And they haven't even started thinking about that. She asked them, when will you? And well, in May.
Wow.
So we took, Jane kind of sort of extrapolated the cost per day per bus, and we're estimating, using their numbers, that we have 5 children going to summer school off the island, and the cost for summer school transportation would be $80,000.
I mean, worst case scenario.
Can I bid on it? I'll drive.
Yeah, I'll drive.
Worst case scenario is they're gonna take one bus and go here, and they're gonna take one bus and go here, and then they'll take one bus. It doesn't matter how many students we have on it. If we have 7 and we're the only 7, we're still 100%. If we have one student, well, we have other.
We have others who do other districts at 5 that would be considered statewide. We can do other off-island transportation. But
And how much
They're
would it
going
cost
to 4
us to do it
different,
ourselves?
they're going to different, we don't know. I mean,
Oh.
we
That would
would
be
think
the new
that we
contract.
could do it
Yeah.
cheaper, with less buses, because we would
Share.
share.
Right.
But we don't know, and they won't,
And what are the penalties for simply violating the state mandate? They cut your state aid?
And what state aid do we get for this?
See, I said that 2 years ago, people they all say, oh, you can't say that.
Well,
We
maybe
used to
it's
get a little
time.
more.
We used to get the state aid.
I'm all over it. I'm ready for revolution here, Julia. Let's go.
so we're hoping that they'll look at our runs and they will, Cheryl is invaluable to us. She works for First Student. She's the head bus driver, and she is just an invaluable resource. Who's a resident of Jamestown who just keeps working the bus runs to make them more and more efficient.
She's a penny pincher like the rest of us, so.
And
Very good one.
if she says that, this is the way, this is, fewest buses, that is fewest buses. So we miss her efficiency with the other district. Because she's very efficient.
So just for the new guy, one more time.
One more
There
time.
is absolutely nothing we can do about the cost of busing people to private schools. They choose to pay for private education, but we have to pay for their busing.
There's
If
absolutely nothing.
if the school's in the region, if we don't have to pay for
Right.
private schools all over the state.
Right.
But
There
there are regions, and we're in an unfortunate region which is very large.
And we can't charge the parents for that.
No.
No,
I just want to hear it one more time.
we'd like to.
That's just so not right.
And Kathy has worked hard testifying and trying to get that changed.
This is not right. Okay, letting it go. Don't like it.
So we're hopeful, we're hoping to have updated numbers and information next week and the following weeks as we work with the state.
But that's a variable, so all of this is based on if we do it ourselves, so it's still a variable in the budget.
Well, we're hoping that if they can't do it cheaper, they will make us whole to what it would cost us. Why would they want us?
Right.
Right.
So we should budget I'm hoping to budget what we could do it for. And again, we're gonna sit with Cheryl this week and look at how she would have done this year,
Right.
and then ask her to project summer. And we didn't have the out-of-district summer last year, so we have no idea. I mean, maybe they'll take all of our kids on one bus and it'll be very inexpensive. Not expensive, but it'll be as efficient as it can be. Or it'll be inefficient.
It depends on the starting times of the programs.
Sure.
And how far apart they are.
The location of the schools to each other.
It's amazing though how much transportation has gone up because, I mean,
It's huge.
every time I testified I was basically using the same numbers, which are probably 3 years old.